Welcome to the Film Garage 208 podcast. My name is Sarah, and this is Daniel.
Hello.
Hello. Today we have with us Aralynn, who is the owner of Glowing Edge, located in Rexburg.
Yes.
She is a lash artist and educator.
Yes.
I was like,
In Rexburg.
I'm like, I feel like artist wasn't the right word, but is that the right word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you for being on our podcast today.
Of course. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. Give us just like a little brief insight on your business before we talk about you.
Okay. So I am a full-time lash artist. Basically, all day I take clients. I am also a licensed esthetician, but I really found that lashes are kind of my thing. So that's all I really do. I also love teaching people how to do lashes and certifying people. So I do that usually a couple times a month. But yeah, I just love meeting with people, meeting new people, helping people feel pretty.
Yeah.
And then also just teaching what I do kind of fulfills like a little part of me. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Like locks in like your craft as well
Yeah.
when you can teach it to someone else.
Oh, yeah. It definitely helps. Like, if you can explain what you do to someone, it
Yeah.
helps you understand it better than you thought you already did.
For sure.
kind of thing.
For sure. Okay, so what got you into doing lashes?
So,
Give us your background.
every time someone asks me that, I never know how to answer because it kind of just came to me.
Oh,
So, Taylor, the spray tan artist that was on your podcast
Yeah,
a while
yeah.
ago,
Yeah.
she
Spray by Tay.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
she's friends with my mom, and in high school, I used to get spray tans by her,
Okay.
and I don't even know how this came about, but one day she just told me or my mom, I don't remember, she was like, oh, I could train Aralynn how to do spray tans. I was like, that sounds fun. So I just started doing that,
mhm.
and I got trained by her, and I just started doing spray tans in my bedroom, and it was really fun, but then,
In high school?
yes.
Nice.
And
That's awesome. I bet that was a good job. in high
yeah, it
school.
was fun. And honestly, spray tans you wouldn't think would be like very busy, but
I think you would
Yeah, I
be
felt-
very
Yeah,
busy.
it was
Actually,
so fun.
I think you'd be really busy.
Yeah, it was so fun. And after I was doing spray tans for a while, the girl that does my hair was like, she knows how to do lashes and stuff. So she was like, I don't even know how this came about either, but she was just like, oh, I could train you. I was like, that sounds fun too. So I
Like
started
free
doing
training, or
that.
did you have to pay?
No, I had to pay for both of them.
Mhm.
But for me, I was like 15 when I started.
Yeah, no.
So
as
I
a
was
high
like,
schooler.
yeah,
It's
this
really
will
young
like
to
a
be
good
taking that
job.
ambition
Yeah, it
to
was.
do that.
And I feel like I've always kind of been, I don't know the right word, not like a leader, but like
Not a
just
follower.
I like, yes, like I like doing my own thing. I
Mhm.
like,
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
You're just
Anyways,
independent and
yeah.
you're
So that was
self-sufficient.
kind of just my job. All of high school was like doing spray tans and just stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then when I started doing lashes, I definitely was not very good, but it was a good mix. I had a good mix of both spray tan and lashes.
Mhm.
So it was fun to just do both and always be like meeting new people or people from my high school or like friends.
Yeah.
So were those most of your clients at first? High school
Yeah.
friends?
How did
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
market yourself as a high schooler?
Honestly, just social media, but I was not.
That's the benefit now, though, for your
Right,
age
though.
Yeah.
demographic. Is
No, but
like
if
you
you
had
go
social
in-
media to do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
if
For
you
me,
go
it
in-
would have been like a flyer,
no,
a Facebook post.
Yeah, but mine, if you scroll down my Instagram, I still have posts in there. Like sometimes I go back and I'm like, I'm not gonna delete them because it's like a
Yeah, I
part
gotta
of
reminisce.
me and my business. But I'm like, oh,
So
We
you
all
got-
have those.
You gotta
It went
have
from,
something
like,
to look back at.
-4
and-
to 10.
No, it's true. You
Yeah.
gotta be able to look back and like
Uh-huh.
see the growth.
Oh yeah, and looking at my lash sets now versus then is like, I'm glad I took pictures because some people are like don't really have before pictures, and I'm like, well, now you can't see your growth. It's kind of like the gym. Like if you
With all the same
don't have
people, like, all
progress
the time.
peoples, then
Mhm.
or pictures,
Mhm.
then you don't
Right.
really see your progress.
Yeah.
Anyways, so after high school, I wanted to, even while I was doing spray tans and lashes in high school, I really wanted to go into like the medical field. I wanted to do like maybe radiology or something. But after doing it for a while, I was like, I really love the beauty industry and I really love doing my own thing.
Were you trying to like go back to school, like do a program for the radiology stuff?
Yeah, I wanted to for a while. I think it was really my senior year that I decided, like, wow, I really like doing this. But I wanted to go more into like facials. So I went to esthetician school and I really thought I was going to like the skin and stuff.
Yeah.
And when I went to esthetician school, I had really bad acne. And so I was like really just intrigued by it.
Sure.
And it was cool to learn like how the skin works and everything. But when I was in school, I wasn't really taking clients for like lashes and stuff. And I really realized how much I love it and how much I miss it. And so I just decided to, when I came back, I decided to do waxing.
Did you finish
spray
esthetician
tans,
school?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, because it's always good to have your license.
Totally. That
I
would
was
benefit
like,
you
it's
for sure.
still worth it. And I
Totally.
paid the money, so.
Yeah, totally.
So I started doing waxing lashes and I kept doing spray tans. But now I've just decided all I want to do is lashes because that's just what I love
Just
so much.
lashes.
Yeah. And
Interesting.
sometimes people reach out and want spray tans and stuff, but I don't have it like on my booking website or anything because I'm like, I just love lashes so much.
And you've been able to have enough clients that it's worth it to cut back on the other ones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially
the
now
money's
that
at
I
for
can
you.
work full time.
Yeah.
Because
Well, that's better. It's like less random supplies you have to buy,
yeah.
less
Yeah.
like things to think about.
It's true.
Yeah, and I don't have to like set up and set down stuff, and it's just one.
That's another point.
And spray tanning
Yeah.
seems messy to clean up. Like,
Yeah, it's
I don't know. Maybe it's not. But
Were you having people come to you or were you going to people?
when I was in high school, like when I first started, I was trying to do like both. And then
That's hard as like a high
one
school
time
too.
I went to someone's house and I
Yeah.
was like really new. So of course I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
And you're like 15. You're
yeah,
a child.
Yeah. And literally I
Yeah,
thought I
right.
was grown. but
Yeah,
I'm
you're a
still-
child still.
Anyways, so I went to someone's house and I knew her. Not super well, but we had gone to like a dance group together or
Yeah.
something. And I got to her house and I was like setting up and I forgot like a part of my machine and I was like and I lived like 25 minutes away from her or something and I was like, I am so sorry I forgot this. And I would like called my mom and I hurried and met her and then like she brought me the thing and then I came back to her house. But after that I was like, I never want to do this again. So I just after that I was like, oh, I don't know if like on the go is for me. And also I feel like it's just nice when you have, because especially like you said, spray tans are kind of messy.
Like, you don't need to go. Like
Yeah.
they can come to you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm like, I don't want to ruin someone's something or stain someone's
No,
carpet. or
right.
mess
Literally, if
it.
Yeah.
someone was setting up in my basement, you never know what's gonna happen. You could be
Mhm.
spilling some of that
Yeah.
like on the floor.
No, yeah.
And, like,
And you can like it washes out of
Overspray.
clothes, but you can't just like throw the carpet in the
yeah.
the
Right.
washing machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even then, even if you do spill, it's just annoying to have to clean up after it.
Yeah.
and-
But just like to have that like mental worry going
Mhm.
into someone else's house,
Uh-huh.
like that doesn't need to be on your plate.
Yeah. So after that, I was like, hey, I'm just gonna make my bedroom all cute, and it was
Okay, so at home, it came into
Yes.
at home. Your
Yeah,
parents were
so
like, "This
I-
is cool."
They probably like
and-
that more too, like their 15-year-old daughter not going to people's homes to do this.
yeah.
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 I'd
I
be
don't know.
nervous.
My
I feel
parents,
I'd be a little nervous.
I'd be nervous.
my
With our
dad, it
daughter.
was always so funny though because he's just so I have a sister and then me, so it's just us two.
Mhm.
And so it was just funny when I was starting my business because my dad would always just be like, "What, do you have a picture to show me?" Or like when they left, like he'd be like, "Oh, their tan looks so good." Like
Super supportive.
yeah, or if I'd show him like a lash picture, he'd like zoom in and
Aw,
he'd be
like,
"Oh, that
actually
looks
care.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know you don't know anything about it, but he's still like, "Oh, that looks
that's
so
so
good."
sweet.
I know. It was
That
cute.
support.
Yeah.
So they're fine then with that being at the home.
Yeah. They
So
were
we
totally
moved
fine
home.
with it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in high school, I really wished that I could have a room because it's just so nice to like, and we didn't have like a guest room or I would have used that. So I just used my bedroom and kept it clean. But now that I work full time, it's like I have my own studio.
Yeah.
I work Sundays through Thursdays and just take clients pretty much all day. Some days I
Mhm.
have more clients than others, so it's really nice because my schedule is booked enough where I'm making really good money,
Yeah,
but I'm not like I have time to do social media and like work on
totally.
my studio and work on things for my clients and stuff like
And
that.
you said
So
Thursday through Sunday off?
Sunday through Thursday is
Sunday
what I work. So I have
is
Fridays and
Sunday.
Saturdays off.
That's
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm sure even in there, like you're your own boss. Like you want to
Mm-hmm.
go on vacation, you want to
Oh
do
yeah.
something.
Yeah, and I
You can
usually
go.
just try to like tell clients ahead of time and cuz with lashes it's like when you need to fill, you need to fill.
Sure.
And it's like
Yeah.
people don't like their
Planning.
lashes to not look good. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and whenever I go somewhere, I usually, work later or make more time for clients. Like if I need to work a Saturday, I will.
Mm-hmm.
Just stuff like that. But it's really nice.
Yeah.
So have you always done your own thing? You've never worked for anyone else?
Yeah,
Is that like
the only time I've worked for someone else is when I've worked for my dad doing like accounting stuff because he runs like an auto body shop in Rexburg.
okay.
So I've done accounting stuff for a while, which has been good for my business too, because then I know, how to work my own accounting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really useful, but that's like the only time I can think of that I've even worked for
So did
someone
he
else.
encourage you to do your own thing when you were younger, or was it just you found something you loved and it just
Yeah.
happened to be something that made money too? And
Yeah, I think my parents have always pushed me to kind of know what I'm going to do before I was out of high school. Like even like freshman year, they were like, what are you going to do? Like talk about it and just
Interesting.
planting
talk about
that
what I wanted to
seed.
do. Yeah, so that's why I kind of was like, oh, the medical field sounds fun. You can make a lot of money and I don't know. It just sounded fun to me, but now I'm like
All the
It sounds
years of
logical, maybe.
school.
and
Actually, maybe
medical
not
school.
Well, no,
logical.
I don't know if in this
For how much it costs.
economy that's
Yeah.
logical anymore.
I know. And just school, I'm like,
Yeah,
because
like
esthetician school was 4 months. It was a lot. It was Monday through Friday, like 8 to 5.
Mhm.
So it was like a full-time job.
yeah, it's a full.
But it was only 4 months because it's based off of hours. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really
But-
not that bad. Like,
yeah, but I'm
Compared to, like,
go
8
by-
2
years
years
of school.
college
Yeah.
even, I'm like,
Yeah, even
No,
like
it's
an
true.
associate's degree, like that's 2 years of your life. Like,
Mhm.
No, literally,
Yeah.
we got to like our bachelors, and I was like,
and what does that get you? An
I'm
associate's?
not doing anymore right now. It's like I need
Yeah.
a break.
Yeah, you're way better off doing a course like that.
Oh,
You just
yeah.
do a few month training
Yeah.
and certified in something.
Oh yeah. And the
Yeah.
people that I train,
Yeah.
I'm like, even esthetician school is like $13,000. Like it's a lot.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of money.
It's an investment.
$13,000 for a
But-
4-month course.
Yeah. But if you want to
Solid.
do like lashes, for example,
Mhm.
I do about 2 or 3 days. It really depends on how they're doing or how much more work they need.
Mhm.
And then I give them an entire kit filled with like super luxury products, everything that I use. So nothing that I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. Everything that I use, I give them a lash bed, like almost everything they need to get
Yeah.
started. And then I teach them about social media and retention, which is how long like making the lashes actually last and not fall off after like 3 days.
Mhm.
And just stuff like that most courses don't teach, because a lot of courses kind of teach just how to like put a lash on a lash,
Mhm.
and that's definitely not all there is to it.
Yeah,
There's
like-
a lot more to
yeah.
running your own business. So, and I charge $1,200
Mhm.
for that. So
And it's
it's
A-
a lot.
couple day course. You
Yeah.
said a day to 2 day kind
Yeah.
of.
But I'm like, if you're gonna do lashes forever, $1,200 is nothing.
Instead of the
No.
$13,000 course, because they don't need to be certified. They could
Mhm.
just
In
take your
Idaho-
course.
In Idaho, you
Yeah.
don't have to.
Yeah, because it depends on the state.
I think in
I mean, that's a
Hawaii,
great deal. It's
you
literally
had
like
to.
10th of the price,
I
and you
know.
get
Yeah.
all the value and like direct value, not like it's hard when you start a new thing because you don't know what is important.
Yeah.
And then by taking your course, you've already done all the hard work and
Mm-hmm.
told them what not to think about. And
Yeah, and there's things like that you just have to learn along the way, or you just have to, it's hard to understand when you first start. So I always offer like more advanced courses if they ever want to come back for like way cheaper.
Sure.
Do you personally talk to these clients to at any point in this? Is there a consultation or like
Like
Any,
the
like-
students.
yeah, like well, I guess it's one-on-one training, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. It's part of it.
No,
In my
yeah.
head, I'm thinking of like a video training.
No,
So
I thought about doing that, and then I was like, I think I just want to work on in-person trainings before I even
yeah, and your thing is so
start that.
hands-on.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a very hands-on
Yeah,
thing.
I feel
yeah.
like online courses are probably more for like certain skills, like helping your retention or just like how to make better lash fans, like just
Mhm.
little stuff. I feel like online courses are great. When it's beginning, I feel like it's really hard.
You got to walk before you can run.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, yeah. Like if you have the basics, then those courses could
Mhm.
probably help you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of stuff do you do to like spread the word for yourself? I mean, you said you're not like the best at social media right now, but do you do collaborations
Honestly,
or?
yeah, just social media. I don't think I'm the best at social media, but it's definitely where I get like all of my clients.
Yeah, I bet.
On my booking app, you can see there's an option where when they book, they can tell you where they found you, and
That's
pretty
good.
much all of them are Instagram. So,
Okay.
and sometimes
Do you
they're
run
like a
actual paid
friend.
ads?
No.
Yeah.
No?
Where could
I
they find you? What are
don't.
the options?
I have a Google business,
Okay.
so I have had maybe like one or two people find
Mhm.
me from there.
Mhm.
But really, it's pretty much just social media. Like, um, I post. I try to post Monday through Thursday.
Mhm.
Sometimes I post on the weekends.
What type of things?
I try to post a lot of reels because those reach people that aren't
Like
following
BTS
you.
reels or like?
Yeah, so I
or like
have. I'll like look at
Yeah. Go for
what
it.
I have.
Yeah.
I've been trying to post a lot more personal things.
Okay.
So, for example, I have like just like restocking the studio or like get ready with me,
Sure.
things like that, so that they can get to know me. Because I also feel like it's really hard if you look at like a beauty page and you don't see any face,
For sure.
you're like, who am I going to?
Who am I signing up
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
right now?
And that's one big thing I see. And obviously, I'm not a social media guru, whatever,
Mhm.
but when I see someone's page like that, especially lashes or something, I want to know who I'm going to,
Totally.
Mhm.
you know, or if they're doing my hair, like I
It's
want
like
to
a
know who I'm going
hairstylist. I
to.
need to see the hairstylist
Yeah.
before I
Yeah.
go to them.
It's like, what if they don't have hair that you have, and you're like,
Exactly.
I don't know if I trust them, or
Mhm.
what if you want to know if you know them? Maybe
Mhm.
you even know them. Like, what
Literally.
if you went to high school with them and you show up and you're like, oh, I actually know you, but I didn't know who you were.
Mhm.
So I just feel like building a trust on social media first helps them come in and kind of know who you are
Yeah.
already, know what the space is like. Because I post a lot of videos and I post on my story like all the time. There's
Mhm.
always something on my story, and I'll just post little things throughout my day, or I'll post
Like
videos
just
and pictures of my
yeah.
studio,
Mhm.
and so I feel like my followers really do
Have you
kinda
been
know
getting
who I
better
am.
results from that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's always like, "Oh, I love your Instagram. Like, it's so fun to
Good.
see what you do aside from your job."
Mhm.
So I think that bringing in your personal life helps a lot.
For sure.
I also have been recently, I don't know when I started doing this. I think I started maybe the beginning of July. I decided I wanted to stop taking pictures of clients because I really love making my services feel more luxury.
Okay.
And I hate, like, after if I do a full set, I don't want to be like, oh, let me put a camera in your face. You know what I mean? Like, I just want it to feel very personal. And so I stopped taking pictures of my clients, and instead I started reaching out to people on Instagram that maybe their page looks like they're really comfortable in front of a camera. They're really good at modeling, something like that.
Mhm.
And I'm like, hey, do you want a free lash set in return for like a ton of pictures and videos? And they're
Mhm.
like, yeah, of course, because everyone wants free lashes.
Right.
Sure.
And, you know, they can look at my page and see who I am and my work and everything. And so
Mhm.
usually everyone's like, yeah, of course. And so I'll have them come in, and sometimes I film like a consultation video of just how I talk to them, how we're going to do the set, what they're looking for.
Yeah.
And then I'll also do just like their lashes. Sometimes I'll video when I do lashes. I don't
Mhm.
do a ton of those videos, but just want it to feel like it's a me and you business. And I don't
Mhm.
want to post, like, I appreciate their business so much. I don't feel like posting their faces all over my page. I'd
Mhm.
rather use models, and especially people that are like comfortable in front of a camera, because I have an actual camera that I like to use, and so it's not just them like laying down. Like I'll have them stand. I have a couch and that has like a white background, so I'll usually take pictures of models on that.
And then they come in ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
But
like a day you might just be getting your
yes.
lashes and you're like, oh
Yeah.
my God, don't
And
take
I
a picture
usually
of
will
me.
post like
Yeah.
if a client has good retention, I'll post a picture of my view of their lashes on my story, for
Sure.
example. Or after a set, I'll post a picture of my view. But there's a ton of little things that I feel like just make the lash business a little more luxury, if that makes sense.
I've heard someone else
Yeah.
mention that before, actually.
If you have
where
a
they're
ton
like,
of
we had like a good like personal one-on-one moment. We were talking, and now I don't want to kind of like ruin it with the business side.
Yeah.
Like I see both sides because I'm fine with it, but I see your side also. Like I do see it.
Yeah, and it's not that I'm like they're not fine with it, because like I said, if I do a really pretty set on someone and I'm like, oh, can I take a picture? I usually just keep it for me, or I'll post it on my story. But I really like having just really clean, nice model-like pictures on my page too.
Just
So,
the feed look.
Yeah, and where I do use like a whole camera and I use lights, I'm like, I don't want to have a client sit down and then do all the lights.
Take another 15 minutes and do all of this.
Yeah. So, but like I said, there's a ton of different things, just like teeny tiny things that you can do to make it a little more luxury. Like, for example, like you guys got me a water. Like that's like something not everyone would do. You know what I mean? It's just like teeny little things like that. Like I always have water. I always have snacks. I always have like different drinks. If they want to listen to a podcast, we totally can. If they ask me to change music, totally can. I always have blankets. I always keep my space nice and clean. I always like am just, I try to treat every client the same and be, match their energy, that type of stuff. And then,
so where did you get all of these ideas? Did they teach
mostly-
kind of these skills in like esthetician
No.
school, or did you?
No.
Yeah.
These are all things that I kind of just had to.
Have you learned them along the way?
Did your dad do
Yes.
stuff like this in his shop?
No.
No? Maybe that's why.
You
Maybe
also
you were like,
learned
I
along the
wanted
way.
this the whole. Yeah.
Yeah. I also, that podcast I told you about, the lash artist one.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. She is just so amazing. And she does teach a lot of just little tricks like that to make your clients feel special. Like,
Because you're selling the feeling they get when they come.
Yes. And it really is just tiny things like that. Like if I go get coffee, like I'll ask my client, like, oh, do you want some? Like, do you want one? I'm going to go grab one before your appointment. Or if it's their birthday, I'll get them flowers and a card. Or if
Just very
it's a
thoughtful.
wedding, I'll get them flowers and a card. Or,
Yeah.
or just randomly I'll do like client appreciation gifts, because I really do appreciate.
Are you just a thoughtful person in general? Are you that type?
I don't know.
'Cause I aspire to be that type.
I love
but
gift
I am
giving.
not the type. So you're a gift giver.
Yes, that's like my number one love language.
Your
So I do
love
love
language.
getting people things, but it's also like it doesn't take that much effort
It
to make
doesn't.
someone feel a little more special,
Mhm.
especially people that are giving you business like that. Because lashes are not cheap. And I know
Yeah.
that. And a lot of people don't make a ton of money right now or can't afford things because everything's so expensive. So when someone is willing to stay with me and be a consistent client, like that really means a lot to me, and I'm going to put the most into them. And like I really want to feel like their friend more than like, oh yeah, that's just my lash lady. You know what I mean? And
Makes you a lot harder to replace.
I was gonna say they'll just keep coming back to you then if that's the case.
And that's like one of the questions on the thing was like, what sets your business apart? And I really think it's just that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Just being very personal, and I just feel like it makes it easier for clients to come and enjoy their time with you, because there's a lot of lash artists that I see that just, I don't know how to explain it. It's like they're not bad. I'm not like trying to diss anyone, but it's just they don't know that there's little things like that that can help.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
People don't
And
know
I
what they don't
didn't.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't know
And
what you
I
don't know?
didn't. And I think one of the hardest things too is kind of setting your ego aside
Mhm.
and like realizing that you will never know anything or everything.
Yeah.
Sorry, you will
Yeah.
never know everything.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even though like my business has been really good, you know, especially in this past couple months, I still don't know everything. And I'm still
Yeah.
so willing. I haven't taken one lash course. I've taken tons of lash courses on little things. I listen to podcasts all the time. I'm always looking for new ways to like make my clients feel special. I'm always looking for new ways to improve, you know, my lash skills.
Yeah.
Like just tiny things like finding a really good brand of lashes or learning a new skill that can, you know, up your lash game a little bit.
For
Just
sure.
stuff like that is
Yes.
really important to me. So I feel like it's very important for anything really to know that you will never know everything.
Yeah.
Shows how passionate you are too about it. I think
Mhm.
that's what you can tell with people
Yeah.
with their jobs.
Yeah.
When they do go that extra mile, it
Mhm.
just, not the people who don't love their jobs too, but
Yeah.
you can just
Mhm.
tell when someone really loves what they do when they do
Mhm.
those kinds of things, because they
Yeah.
want you to fully experience it and they
Yeah.
want to give like the best impression they can.
Yes.
Mhm.
So people notice those things, so it's
Mhm.
good that you do that.
Yeah. And I really enjoy doing that. It's like it's another thing that kind of fulfills me. I'm like, it just makes me so happy. Like,
Yeah.
just when you give someone flowers and they're like, oh my gosh. And you also never know, like, I'm pretty close with all my clients.
Mhm.
I mean, most lash artists get everything. Like, I know everything about
It's a
anyone in
therapy
Rexburg. You know what I
session.
mean? Yes.
All the tea.
And yes. And, but you still never know, you know, what someone's going through.
No.
Like, if it was their birthday, maybe nobody got them something and I was the
Yeah.
only one. You know what I mean?
It could
It's
have
just stuff
happened.
like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, even not on their birthday, if I see their birthdays like next week, I'll do
Mhm.
it. Or if it's this week, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's something that I really enjoy.
They get a
doing
lot
in my
more than just
business.
lashes when they work with you.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's what I love
Yeah.
about running my own business too.
So how have you decided on your pricing? Because this is like a more of a luxury service.
Yeah. So it is kind of hard. And a lot of people, that's like when they're beginning lashes, that's probably the biggest question is like, what should I charge?
It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
I used to go to the lash school here or the beauty school
Yeah.
and get my lashes done in
Yes.
high school. I'm laying there for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
What did it cost?
Oh, probably like
Like-
$100.
Okay.
Maybe.
For a school,
What, should it be more or less?
$100 is a lot for a school.
Maybe
I
it
feel
was
like.
less. Maybe it was like 50. This was 10 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's probably
She's
50
like, you got
bucks.
ripped off.
Yeah. $100 at a school.
I don't know. I'm gonna bet at least $50, 50 to 80.
Yeah. I would just.
How long does it take? You said 3 hours. Is that normal?
Yeah.
A couple
I
hours.
I feel like each person's different
Yeah.
because with lash extensions you're lashing every single little
Mhm.
natural lash. So everyone's different. Some people have more, some people have less.
Wait, it doesn't come in like a piece? It's like,
No, it's
No, it's
literally
like
wrapped
little
on each.
teeny. Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
one extension, it's like a lash, but it's
like one hair. One
Yes,
hair
it's like one
follicle.
hair.
That's crazy.
Yes. And
I
you
didn't
can
realize
also
that.
Uh-huh.
fan them
my
out
God.
to make them fuller. So that's
Mhm.
when you see people with like really full lashes.
God, I see how that'd be so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
It
See, like
definitely
you
is
have a
very
ton of
tedious.
lashes. Like with
No,
mine,
yeah. No,
they were
Yeah.
like surprised. They were like, "Oh wow, you actually have like a ton of little lashes in
Yeah.
there." So they were like,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah.
it does take a lot of time.
Wow, you have a lot of patience.
Yeah. And
It's
that's like a lot of people are like, I could never do that. And I honestly don't know. I can't
It's like playing
focus on
Operation
anything.
for like 3 hours.
Yes. I
all day.
literally
It's
can't focus on
all day
anything.
operation.
I can't even watch like a movie.
Do you listen
without,
to a podcast and like
Yeah. Well,
whatever
I
they want to
usually
listen
like
to?
play me just like my lash playlist or like
Yeah.
just whatever. But or like we talk the whole time. I don't know. But I usually can't focus on like anything in my own life. Like movies, I can't watch movies. I can't focus on
No.
one task
Not
at a time. But
enough.
lashes is like the one thing that I can, I'm fine.
Like
and I can
hyper-focused into
multitask.
that.
Like I can talk the whole time.
Wow.
But yeah, it
Okay, back to
depends on-
timing and pricing.
Yes, it depends on the person. So if they have more lashes, obviously it's gonna take a little longer. But I've had the longest usually I take is like 3 hours. But I'd say for the most part it's around 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
But for some people that have like hardly any lashes, especially older people, because we
Mhm.
tend to just have less hair and stuff,
Yeah.
it's sometimes I've done like a full set in like an hour and a half, and
Wow.
that's like really
Wait, so if
fast
they have
compared to
less
2.5
eyebrows,
hours.
it's
No,
faster?
eyelashes.
Yeah.
Eyebrows.
Put
Eyelashes.
Yes.
extension.
Eyelashes.
It's faster.
That'll
just
be the next thing.
because they don't have as many to do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
There's just
So if they have more, then I
We're
have
done.
more to do.
Huh.
Because you have to lash every single one. So
I see. Okay.
yeah.
so if you don't do all of them, then you just have like sparse.
Yeah, in my head, you were like putting them in between, not like putting it
No,
on each.
it's
Yeah, you
on
put it on
each
the lash.
hair.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
it's very tedious, but
Yeah.
I do
Sounds like
love it. And then pricing. I charge $120 for a full set, which is good.
That seems
It's
pretty
definitely
good.
Yeah.
not, the high. I feel like in Rexburg, that's pretty high. Most people
Is
charge
it?
For sure, you
about
gotta-
that. Yeah.
Your market's different.
Yeah. And in Rexburg, I feel like a lot of lash artists kind of cheap themselves out a little bit.
Around here, everyone.
Do you find that a lot of people have bad experiences before they come to pay like a little bit more?
Yes,
for a good one?
I've definitely had that before. Like, for example, I'll have someone after a full set and they'll be like, oh, they don't hurt. And I'm like, they should never hurt. They should never, ever, ever, ever hurt. And that's just, if a lash artist doesn't, take their time or
Yeah.
just rushes it or doesn't do,
It can't
just
hurt when it's
proper
like poking
things.
your eyes
Yeah.
and
Or
gets
if
you
you get the lashes
infection
stuck
and-
together,
Yeah.
they can, if one grows out, the other one's just going to pull out. So it's basically like you're plucking your lashes out.
Yeah.
So you really have to be careful that none of them are glued together.
Mm-hmm.
You have to double check your work, just stuff like that. Yeah, I've definitely had people that come from a bad experience, and that's also why people don't care to pay more. If you really, put the time and effort into your lashes and they get good lashes and they last for 2
Yeah.
to 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
most people are fine paying that for good work. Because
Right,
it's
like
important. You want to keep your lashes
Mhm.
healthy.
Yeah, I don't want to get a discount on the person who's super gluing my eyes.
Yes.
Like,
And that's why it's a little sketchy too when people aren't charging that much. You're like, wait, why aren't you?
yeah,
Literally.
there's a reason
Like,
why.
are you a beginner? And there's nothing wrong with beginners. They definitely
Yeah.
take more time, but you can definitely
Well, it's wrong if they don't admit that they're beginners and say it, and they're trying to claim that they can
they're
do
like,
more
"I've
than they
done
are.
lashes
Then it's just
forever."
dangerous. And-
Yeah. And that's why, like with my prices, so I charge $70 for a fill. So
Okay.
that's every 2 to 3 weeks.
Mhm.
And that takes about an hour and a half for me, depending on how much needs filled. And that is expensive for expert too. Like that's, you find people that are charging like $30 for
That's
a
just
fill, which is
insane in just time
so-
alone.
When you get
That's
lashes,
crazy.
Like,
Mhm.
I just don't know how they work. Do you get them once, and then do you have to maintain it
Yeah.
to keep them looking good?
Basically how it works is one extension is placed on every lash
Uh-huh.
and our lashes shed, right? Just
Okay.
like our hair, just like
Sure.
Mhm.
our skin. And so when that lash sheds, then the extension obviously falls off with the lash
Mm-hmm.
and then a new one grows.
Mm-hmm.
So you're always going to have some falling out and then new ones growing in. So 2 to 3 weeks is usually the range where people need a fill to keep them good.
Where you notice
So
it
once you
getting
get a
sparse.
client, they're essentially like already a repeat client. They're
Unless
gonna
they just let them
unless
fall
they
all
want,
out. and,
yeah.
like,
Some people
mhm.
don't want
Or-
to keep up on it and want
Mhm.
it for one event,
gotcha.
but usually, yeah,
at least maintain it a couple times.
Mhm, yeah.
So
so
that
usually they
pricing
come
is
back.
like is pretty good for you if they're coming back every 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
You know, like
totally.
if you can get a bunch of those people, that's yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
yeah. And then also as a lash artist, it's like time is money,
It is.
and I mean probably for photography too.
Oh, yeah.
because
Mhm.
you charge whatever for an hour and
There's a lot of unseen things that go into making it happen.
yes, totally.
Yeah.
And I mean photography equipment is so expensive. I know
Mhm,
that, but it's like usually you don't have to keep buying things, but it's like your time is money. And
Mhm.
so even though every client might not be using $120 worth of product, it's like my time and my
Mhm.
experience and the experience that they're getting and the quality of my products and that stuff is all plays into the
It's just your
price.
overall
Yeah.
value.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah. And again, it is kind of hard in Rexburg because I feel like I do charge higher than most.
What was your pricing when you
People-
were in your bedroom?
It was, oh my
The
gosh.
beginner
I
stages.
think my most expensive was like 80 for a full set.
And you're probably so excited to get one of those.
Yes.
You're
Oh my
like,
gosh, in
80
high school too,
bucks.
though.
I
I'd be
know.
hyped.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I was in high school too, I charged for each set. So there's different types of sets that you can get, and I
Okay.
charged more or less for each set. But now that I am a lot more advanced and each set takes me about the same amount of time, I just charge one price. And not a ton of people do this either, but I just charge one price for fills and full sets because it just makes my service menu super simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like you can get anything you want for the same price.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, oh, I want them a little fuller, but now I have to pay $10 more every
sure.
2 weeks.
Mhm.
Like I'm totally happy to do anything, and they all usually take me about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
And so it's more about, getting the look that they want rather than they're like, oh, I don't know if I want this one or if I want this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mhm.
they can just tell me what they want and what they're looking for in inspo pics, and I'll just do it. And we
That's
don't
what's
even have
always
to-
hard, even for like us, like
Mhm.
is like the menu and like how you
Yeah.
display what services you have
Yeah.
and how you price them. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking these days is like simple is what translates better. Keep it simple.
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause we
Has to be
kind of do
easy
that
to
too, where
understand.
we have like a general, just like a price range
Yeah.
for like a this thing.
Yeah.
We can do whatever you want.
Yes.
And that,
Yeah, and it's not wrong to have, a big service menu,
Mhm.
but it does make it so easy because some people in public would be like, "Oh, how much are your prices?" And I'm like, "Well,
You have to
they
think about
range
it.
from
Yeah.
like this
That's
to
the
this."
hardest.
Yeah, but now I'm just like, "Oh, my full sets are 20.
Yeah.
My fills are 70."
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's super easy, and I can like
And when
you
you can
know.
answer like right away with an answer
Mhm.
to the price question, that's how you can tell someone knows what they're doing too.
Definitely.
yeah.
If you sense
When you have to
any
think about it,
hesitation in the
yes.
price, you know
Yes.
someone isn't like ready to say it
They're
confidently.
not solid.
Well, and with lashes, you can charge a lot of people do this. They have each set. So there's like classics, hybrids, volumes. That's like the 3 basics. And then they'll say like a 1-week fill is this much, 2-week fill is this much, and a 3-week fill is this
Oh
much.
my God.
And that's just a lot.
And you have
and
to
it's
like
not wrong.
keep track of them.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like-
really not wrong, but it's like it's just so much simpler for me. It's so
Yeah.
much simpler for my clients.
Mhm.
And if they can last 3 weeks, that's amazing. I don't want to charge them more because they have better retention.
Sure.
So I love
Yeah.
having one price
Mhm.
for everything. It's really nice.
Right.
But
Yeah. We've gone to like a price point model kind of like that too. And it
Yeah.
just simplifies things so
it's
much.
so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way less boring price talk
Mhm.
where you're just like both like falling asleep, like eyes glazing over.
Yes.
Like,
Well, once you have to explain something, that's when I'm like checking out.
yeah. So how long were you in your room before moving to your studio?
Yeah.
Tell us about that
Um,
process.
Yeah, what was that like for you?
Okay, so I was in my room for a really long time.
Okay.
I wanted, like I said, I wanted
What's
to
a really
move out
long time?
Yeah,
so-
give us the breakdown.
I
Give us
wanted to
the
move out
story.
so bad into a different room, but it's like in high school, why would you
No.
pay rent?
No,
somewhere
yeah.
else? So I started when I was 15, and I moved out when I was 18.
Like completely
So-
moved out, not just your
Yes.
business.
Yeah, so I went to esthetician school in Boise. So I
Oh,
moved
Got it.
there for school,
hmm
and then so that's what, like 3 years, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
almost 3 years in my bedroom,
hmm
and no one cared. Obviously, it's
you're in
like
high school,
whatever. But
Whatever.
I also felt like I probably shouldn't charge, and I wasn't great. I really wasn't great, but I charged, not as much too because it's just in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
And you're in
not
high
as nice,
school.
and
Yeah.
it's not as luxury, and
hmm
but now I actually just moved back, so I'm only 19, but
Mhm,
I moved back this January. So I've been working full time from January to August.
now, mhm.
Yes. And
Where's your place?
it's called Golden Coast Studios.
Okay.
That's where I rent out my room. It's
So you
right in the
didn't-
middle of Rexburg, so it's really nice.
So you went to esthetician school and then
Mhm.
just came and opened your business.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of my plan. Just because I already kind of had clients here.
It's cool that you're able to do that and not have any like downtime that you had to get a job at another place, you know, working for
Yeah,
someone else.
because it's always kind of scary. You're like, what if I don't get clients? And
Yeah.
what if... So I don't
It's
know.
all you now,
Because
the
you,
hustle.
Yeah.
you left. So was that hard for you, like coming back after being gone for a year and then finding clients again? Or did you kind of have like a base still? People
Honestly,
knew you.
I just started before, because you know when you're gonna graduate esthetician school. So
Okay.
I think it was a couple weeks before I posted on Facebook. I posted on my Instagram, like, you know, every week, just saying like, oh, I'm getting a waiting list ready
Nice.
if you want, and I posted pictures of my work and just stuff like that.
So it wasn't
and
like
that
you were
helped get
away and
some...
out of like it. People knew you
Yeah.
were improving and coming back better. So
Yeah,
they were
because
like
I kept
excited for you.
posting and everything. And so I still had a lot of followers just from like Rexburg area and everything. And then when I did move back, it was kind of slow. Not
What time of year
so
was it? Like
bad.
summer or winter when you
It
moved
was
back?
winter, so January. Yeah,
Okay.
so it was a little slow. But
January,
I really
It's
just...
kind of
the
a bad time.
holidays,
People don't do
I
much.
know.
After
then,
the
yeah.
holidays is
Yeah,
when it like
I
dies
really just
down.
worked my butt off on social media.
Yeah.
I would really say that's the biggest thing. Like I said, I'm not amazing at it, but I try to post all the time, and like you never want to be that one account that posts 2 months later and they're like, "Oh, I forgot you existed." You know what I mean? So
So
I
you're
try to
staying
post all the
consistent.
time. I try to post my life. I try to post lashes. I try to post, you know, just cute videos of like clients with lashes, just like stuff like that. And I always post on my story and just keeping people updated kind of thing. And then once in a while I'll post on like in a Facebook group. The other day I just posted in the Rexburg Facebook group, just, hey, I know school's starting. If you're a mom that wants to save time in the morning, if you're a student that doesn't want to get ready in the mornings, come get your lashes done. I don't know what else I said. Then I just posted some of my work and you know.
Did you get
any
bites?
leads?
I got one person scheduled, but honestly,
Nice.
that's even like one client that's gonna stay with me. That's
It was
like,
worth the effort.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I literally posted it like 2 days ago, so
Yeah.
That's
maybe
awesome.
there will be more. And there
Yeah.
was like 2 other people, but some people you tell them your prices and then they just don't answer you. But that's
we
again,
know.
like you said, if they don't want to pay that, that's fine.
That's not your client.
I do not care if you go to someone else.
You're dodging a bullet.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah. I don't want a client, and it's always the cheaper clients that don't want to pay that much that complain about things, I feel like.
They do.
We were just talking about this in the last podcast with someone, how it's so nice to finally get to a point in your business where you can say no to people if they're being difficult.
Yeah.
And it's just like the
Yeah.
worst when you're not to that point and
I
you
know,
get
you're
these
like
jobs
scrounging,
and you're
you
like,
need the
You're like,
money.
I guess
You're like,
I'll
I'll
do it.
deal with it. Yeah. Yeah. But that is a big thing. It's like there's a client for everyone, really. And I know there's so many lash artists in Rexburg, but I don't care. I support all of them, and I would.
there's a
like,
lot of
I
people
wanna
with
see them-
eyelashes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to see them do good in their business. I would never be like, you know, hate on someone else's business just because they do lashes. Like, let's support each other. I love, like, I have some lash artist clients that have come to me and they're like, what do you use? And I gatekeep nothing. Like, I tell them everything I use, every podcast I listen to, like, I will give it to you. I will give all of it to you because I think there really is a client for everyone.
Yeah.
So, and if someone wants to go to someone else, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Maybe I'm not for you. Maybe we didn't click. Like, maybe my work isn't your vibe, just that type of stuff. It's okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's good to have that attitude though.
Yeah. And that's another thing that just like changed my business too. Just not, you know, don't be offended.
Yeah.
And don't
take it personally.
Don't gatekeep and like support people in your industry. You know,
Yeah.
it shouldn't, especially the beauty industry. It's like girls can be mean sometimes, and
In
they
all
don't
of
want to
these
see you
industries.
succeed
Right, it's like
sometimes.
the only people who are going to be like mean to you or like use it bad against you are people who are below you.
Yes.
Anyone who's going to help you grow and is above you, like they're
A mentor.
Oh
yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I love like just being friends with people in the lash industry is so fun because you can learn things from other people, and just like teeny tiny things. Like maybe there was something I wasn't doing, but for example, my friend Reagan, she used to work with me. She moved rooms though, so I was really sad. But I get my lashes done by her. We use all the same products. We do the same methods, everything. But like one teeny tiny thing I picked up from her was like, Actually, the reason I found the products I use now is because she like posted a reel about the girl that owns the business, and I was like watched it, and that's how it started. So it's just little things like that. And then she puts like a little headband, like a towel thing on your forehead when you're doing the lashes, and I was like, I really like that, because then it's like it's not smearing my makeup if I do have makeup on, that stuff. So I started doing that, and it's just like teeny
little
tiny
things.
things. Yeah.
You should go find a way to do like a business trip, and just go to like the most expensive lash artist in the
And
country,
test out what
Yes.
they
and
do.
like the fanciest,
Yes.
most luxurious ones, and just see how it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to another
Do a
country. I bet you'd
series.
find some cool stuff. Go to
Yeah.
like Europe or something.
Yeah, that would be cool. No, I don't know. It's just fun being like a community rather
I
than
feel
like
like-
competition.
Well,
Yeah.
if people are doing that career that you're doing, obviously they're pretty like-minded to you.
Yeah.
So you get along.
Oh,
like you have
yeah.
the same interests. You
Yeah,
have-
2 of my best friends do lashes too, and it's so fun to
Yeah.
like talk about lashes. And like I actually trained one of my best friends to do lashes, and she's so good, and she, you know, it's just so fun to share that with someone else
yeah.
and support each other, because like I said, it can be. And I'll have clients too, because in our building there's a couple other lash artists, and they'll be like, do you see them, is it like competition, is it hard to get clients? And I'm like, no, because well, one, we don't get clients from
like
where
not
we're
walk-ins.
at really.
Yeah.
And two, it's like our social medias are complete opposites, so of course hers is going to draw different people than mine, you
Different
know.
markets.
So it's not competition, it's like she's doing her own thing, I'm doing my thing, like
They're good.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, as we're getting towards the end of the podcast, do you have any advice for someone who is wanting to pursue their own business or a career?
I would just say, kind of repeating myself, just like do as much education and research as you can, for sure, because it's only going to make you better. And if there's something you're wondering about, or if you're not too sure about, or if you see like a reel or something and you're like, oh, I didn't know about it, do as much research as you can. Like know as much as you can, even though you can't know everything. Just put your all into your knowledge, because when you're a knowledgeable person, it definitely helps and makes you look more professional and like, you know, what you're doing. And then also probably another big thing is like, don't care what people think. I didn't want to post on social media like a get ready with me, or like me like restocking the studio.
Literally.
I love watching those on TikTok or like
It's
on
true.
Instagram, so why wouldn't I post it?
Yeah.
And people always comment like, oh, this is so cute, like your hair is so cute, just stuff like that. And it's like, just don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes. And you'll get better too with your content. Like
It's
just
true.
post. Like I said, my old Instagram is it's not that cute, but it definitely got me to where I am. So it was worth it.
Yeah.
And
Evolution.
you can't start at the top. So you know, don't
That's
get
true.
discouraged in the beginning, and you know, just put your all into it. And especially if you work with people, just like be a caring person. You know, be someone that you would want to go to, and be someone that people just enjoy being around. Just that type of thing.
For sure.
And like just build that connection with people. So
That's great advice.
I think that's great advice. Yeah.
That's really great advice. So where can people find you if they want to book some lashes in Rexburg?
my Instagram is at glowing.edge.llc.
Okay.
And I have a link on there where you can find info on my lash trainings, and you can also find a link to book. I also have a little thing that you can book. It's a consultation call. So if you want to, you know, just do a little 10-minute call with me, and if you have any questions, you can ask them, or you can totally text me to ask me questions, just whatever's comfortable.
Nice. You're
for them.
accessible.
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good. All right. So reach out to her. If you made it this far, please like, rate, subscribe. It means so
please.
much to us. And I think that's all
Yeah.
we have.
Follow glowing.edge.llc and
Yes.
Film Garage 208.
Okay.
That's it.